last year, a report came out about allegations of abuse reported by female firefighters at the LA Fire Department. I just want to know, when that report came out, obviously you spoke to the media about the incident, right? But how did that make you feel? And are fire departments in the US still a challenging environment for some female firefighters?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when I first heard, this is so sad, but I'm not surprised. Any allegation we hear, it's like, yeah, it happened. Like, we don't, like, it's not out there to like believe it. It's happened to most of us. So, yeah, like it still happens in New York City. Like, we just had a hearing at our city council in New York City about increasing diversity. And a lot of people testified about the abuses that they faced at work. And they were young firefighters. We had a young woman who talked about getting sexually harassed. And there was a video of it because it happened in Fire Academy. And the fire commissioner showed it to her captain, and another captain, for some reason, didn't tell her about it, didn't show her, you know. It's just like so disrespectful. We have a lot of women who aren't in the firehouse right now because of they're trying to escape like the abuses they're facing at work. I do want to preface this with saying that it's not everywhere, so we're just like such a super minority that it's very like highlighted when it happens to us. And we work like 24 hours together. We work long hours together, and we're, in crazy situations together. So it is like a little bit different than other lines of work. But it's, the other part about like this world of why it's difficult, very few people like will speak out about it. People will get abused and not say anything. I talked to a woman in San Francisco, oh man, and she had a guy piss in her bunk, and that's really bad. And I'm like, listen, I have national lawyers that'll work with you. Like, you have to sue. Like, it's just, and she was like so fearful and said, and mind you, San Francisco has like a ton of women. Like, they have like 15% women there, like more than New York City. You see women all the time in San Francisco. And she was like, I have 7 years left to my career. I'm just going to ride it out. And they wrote her up because they said that she brought her dog to work. And they're like, oh, the dog did it. It was like a guy did it. And it wasn't just that, it was like a million other things she kept her mouth closed about that were happened. And it was the piss that was just like, all right, I'm gonna file a complaint now. And same thing, like I said, like it's like you file a complaint, it doesn't go anywhere, like it doesn't, nothing happens to the perpetrator, and it like takes the sales out, not just of you, of the other women who you talk to. So they're like, oh, that happened to her. I'm not going to file a complaint because what's the point? It's a waste of time. It's a lot of mental stress to do something like that. So I'm just going to keep quiet. So that's like the disturbing part, is like people who are vocal like me and like my friends who are vocal. Like we're like pariahs, man. Like nobody wants to hang out with us because we're like the killjoys, you know? So it is what it is, because you have to like say something, and you have to like keep these people accountable and the fire department accountable, because like, the more you do that, like the more these things will get fixed. But when you're a whistleblower, it's just not fun. It's just like when you see movies about people who do this stuff, it's like, oh, like good for her, like she's such a hero. But it's like at the end of the day, it's like, man, like nobody wants to sit with you at lunch. You get ostracized. It's just like, man, it's hard, and if other people see that, they're like, yeah, I'm not going to say anything. So it's really just like, it's very toxic.
Hmm. I mean, well, first of all, I just really want to thank you for the work that you do as a firefighter, and also as an advocate, as an ally to those who went through harassment on their jobs. It's really not easy to speak out. And whenever you try to speak out for other people, especially as a female, there will always be people who will say, oh, chill out. Why are you so angry, woman?